Welcome back to the Venture Mentoring Team's e-learning series. This continues our training series on the startup pitch deck. This session is about the product or service slide, which focuses on the specific solution the company is building. You can think of the product or service slide as where the founder describes the thing the startup gets paid for. In an early stage company, the founder will describe the customer experience while they cover the technology or minimum viable product, also known as an MVP. Let me take just a moment to explain MVP. It is such a key concept that is discussed in greater detail in another session, but for now, keep in mind that the MVP is the most basic version of a product that can be shipped or used by a customer, and that it will be modified repeatedly. The founder needs to share if they are explaining a conceptual MVP or one that has actually been built. So what should be included in the product slide? First thing to remember is what the slide is for and what it's not. It is to explain what the startup is offering to customers to buy and how the product works. It is not about demonstrating the founder's cool technical skills and capabilities. We understand that the founder may believe that their company is a one-of-a-kind unicorn, but to the investor, it is about how to get a return on investment because the product is solving a problem and bringing value to its potential buyers. This may sound obvious to you, but remember that the founder has probably devoted years to building their product, and they want to talk about it. In my experience of pitching dozens of the largest VCs in the United States and Canada, I found that keeping the slides short and sweet is always the better outcome. We recommend that they insert only one slide here, not the 10 that they show every detail. And we strongly recommend that they do not include a video demo. If your founder is having difficulty keeping the slides short and to the point, suggest that they go online to see samples of product slides from the early pitch decks of well-known companies such as Uber or Airbnb. They'll see that the product slide will usually have something like 3 photos with a few bullet points or arrows showing how the customer moves from one step of the process to the next. The founder will verbally explain the customer experience or how the product works, focusing on the benefits to the customer, not just the features. A few examples of what could be on this one slide might be if they have a running product of any kind, show a picture of that relevant thing, image, or the app screen, device or code, hardware image, or a customer use case. Lacking that, show an operating mock-up of app screen interaction. Lacking that, use bullets or a simple flowchart to describe the product or service being used in an appropriate environment. In other words, educate the listener on how the product works, how the customer feels, and maybe what the product looks like. As a mentor, you may have to help your founders understand that they should not show every detail of the product at this point. Investors know the early product is likely to keep evolving. They also know they will be able to test the product later. This view of the early product must convey how the business is addressing the problem the startup is solving. One more thing. Your founder can and should have additional slides prepared and ready to use if a potential investor shows interest or asks for more detail. In the product area, that often falls into a few categories. One more thing. Your founder could have additional slides prepared and ready to use if a potential investor shows interest or asks for more detail. In the product area, that often falls into a few categories. Number 1, technology. The founder should be able to articulate what technology is being used and why. Number 2, progress. If the founder has a slide with an ugly prototype followed by a slightly nicer prototype, followed by an image with a MVP, the venture capitalist can get the point that they've been working on this quite a bit. In this case, for sure, show is better than tell. And number 3, demo. To minimize the risk of connection problems, we recommend bringing the demo into the presentation, not relying on an outside link. But the founder runs the risk of an investor getting distracted by a detail in the early product being demonstrated, so there is some danger here. In summary, while this slide is about what the product is or does, it should share how the solution can be implemented in order to create a growing business. This is also a very good place to share some testimonials from customers who love to use the product or service. At this point, as the product slide is drafted, another thing you can do to help your founder is to check for flow in the full presentation. Over the course of the pitch, the audience is listening critically to understand more than what the product is and why it's valuable. This slide needs to fit smoothly into the storyline, supporting all of the other key points. Investors are forming impressions on key points such as if the founder and the team is the best and hopefully the only company that can deliver this solution. The key word here is to deliver, not just design. Other concerns include, will the product run as they propose it will? Does the founder understand the technology? Will they hit the market in a reasonable time? Will customers pay for it? Do they have a beta partner or similar test location? How do the economics justify the price? When is their first expected revenue? Can the team handle challenges? And most importantly, can the founder manage the team and the project? Remember, your founder could have the best product in the world, but if they do not communicate how they're going to build it, deliver it, sell it, the investor will lose interest before the founder is even finished presenting. I hope you've enjoyed this video explaining our approach to the product or service slide. Please take the following mastery quiz on our product or service slide before proceeding to the next video.